Hi, I'm at Ring of Fire Convention 2015. I'm Jason Draco. I'm with cosplay guest Sharece. How are you doing today?
Absolutely wonderful.
Now, what are you cosplaying today? For the people that don't know.
Rosalina, but I'm doing the Smash Brothers version of Rosalina, not the Galaxy version.
Now, what made you, of all the characters that you could choose from, like Peach, what made you want to do that one?
Well, the first thing was Tsyk was who I wanted to do. But that requires actual leather work, and not that I wouldn't enjoy that, it's just time consuming. And recently I haven't had a lot of time, so I thought, what's something that people wouldn't expect from me? I usually go for the more badass, hardcore characters, anything that's complex, and to me this was simple but at the same time elegant. And that's not something that I'm known for, so I decided to be a motherfucking princess.
Okay, so let's go back to the past for a second. Sometimes we always have that one person that got to go to a con or got cosplayer. Some people just find it on their own. What made you want to go to your first con, and what made you want to do your first cosplay, and what was it?
I've always been fascinated with all things creative. I write, I draw. I role-played online for a long time. I've done campaigns in D&D, like everything creative that requires a lot of imagination. I always saw these people creating these costumes online when I was a kid. I stumbled across cosplay on accident on a forum that I was part of for role-playing, and I just was blown away by it. But I just didn't know, I was too young to understand that this is something that I could do. I saw it as just this unreachable goal. So about 6 years now, a group of friends that were just getting into cosplay in New York asked me if I wanted to tag along. And I thought, oh, I don't know if I'll be of any use, or, I was very nervous about it, didn't have a lot of confidence. And as soon as I picked stuff up, I just couldn't stop. And I decided, how fantastic would it be to show the love for these characters that I've just idolized my entire life, that have meant so much to me, and actually be able to go out and show my love for those characters in person. And so it was 2010, I think? Yeah, 2010 was my first actual convention where I went out and was with other people, and it was just the most amazing experience of my life.
And what was your actual first cosplay, considered cosplay?
One that I made that was my work was Tali from Mass Effect. My first costume that I wore at the convention, which was the only one before Tali, was Morgan from Dragon Age. But that was put together with tape and a tarp and pieces of fur. It was and a lot of this sewing was done by a friend of mine, so I don't consider that my first costume, because that wasn't entirely me. Tali was the one that I jumped in and did all the research and figured out the methods and bought everything and did everything myself. So
now, there's a lot of really hit anime series going on now. One of them I actually follow, and you're doing the cosplay currently of, is Toka from Tokyo Ghoul.
Yes.
What made you, out of all the the hit series going on, choose that specific character for that series?
I am actually very picky with anime.
I can see the hair thing matches for both characters.
Yes, that was an unfortunate coincidence, because it is not something I want to do all the time, I promise. It's not fun being 50% vision. Toka was a character that really stuck out to me, because whereas she comes off as very strong and confident, she's very, very broken and sad, and I wouldn't say weak. A lot of people say that, but to me, it's not weak to have emotion. It's actually makes you a little more strong, in my opinion, because she takes that and feeds off it. She has no confidence whatsoever for as wonderful and beautiful she is. There's a scene in the show where she's told she's beautiful, and she just can't believe it, and she can't fathom it. And that's something I've always had my entire life. I have struggled with confidence. I have struggled with identity. And to me, everybody says, oh, you're so outgoing and you're so loud and fun and you have this presence. But in reality, yes, I have that. But at the same time, I have this side of me where it's really difficult sometimes to do these things. And Toka just really personified me in a way that the characters I've chosen, I love them. I have this honor for them, but none of them were really me. And Toka was so like me in so many ways that I couldn't say no.
So I see another character you did recently is kind of in the same way, does not have confidence, and then has to is Gohan when he goes Super Saiyan 2.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, he didn't think he could do better. His dad was like the man to him, and nobody could be better than him, and then he had to surpass him.
And not only did he have to surpass him, he was given the ultimate task. It was just thrown on him, and he was young.
Yeah.
He's young. He's struggling with things that normal people struggle with, but at the same time, he's given this expectation. You need to do this. You need to be better. You need to be bigger. How am I going to be bigger and better than the biggest, baddest person there is, which is his father? And I'm sorry, Goku, but you're like a shit dad. Like, you know, he's an awesome guy, but he's a shit dad. So he doesn't have a lot of guidance in that way. So yeah, that is another character. But Dragon Ball Z, to me, I didn't identify personally with the characters, but I identified with the series as a whole because I just thought it was so wonderfully done.
So you're not going to do Saiyaman the adult Gohan?
Oh, please, God, no. I think we have plenty of those.
I think we do.
We have plenty of those. I think we're good. Full up on Saiyaman.
All right, so somebody says, we want you to come to our con business, and we want you to do whatever cosplay. You have no budget. What's your dream cosplay with no budget?
With no budget?
With no
they
budget.
Give me just
whatever
ultimate.
Yes.
I already kind of did that.
All right.
But not to the extreme I wanted to. I did Tyrael.
Okay.
From Diabo.
Okay.
I did a fast version of him. It was not. Now, if I was told, hey, you can remake this, but you can use any material you want and you have time to do it, absolutely Tyrael. He's just such a beautiful character, and there's a lot to me when I want a no budget. I want to have a costume that has everything implemented into it, from armor to LEDs to a harness system, and that has everything. So or Kerrigan, Queen of Blades form, because it would be really fun to make like weird tentacle dreadlocks and have like little zergs around me.
Is there any cosplays that you're currently working on now as we speak?
At this moment, we have Colossal Con coming up, which is very casual. It's bathing suit con. So the only thing I'm really working on is myself. I'm trying to get back into shape. I just chopped all my hair off for it because it's going to be really hot. So I am going to do Deedlit from Record of Lodoss War, which is
good old school.
Good old school. I'm very old school anime. The only new animes that I have gotten into are Tokyo Ghoul and Attack on Titan, and I know that Attack on Titan is like super overpopular, but I'm sorry, it's great. Old school is how I like to roll, and you don't see Record of Lodoss War. It's based off of a series of books in Dungeons and Dragons campaign. D&D was a big thing when I was young. I would love to get back into it. So to me, Deedlit is such a staple character. When I was young and the Googles was new, I would go on and I would, I love elves, so I would Google elves, and her face would be everywhere to me. So Deedlit is going to be a lot of fun, even though it's a simple, but she has those Super Saiyan shoulders going on. So I get to, do that.
That's more Piccolo's fault.
It is, but you know what? Give the man some credit. Thrust into fatherhood, so young. But I'm doing a derpy Pokemon group with a lot of friends. We're picking all the most retarded Pokemon and doing human versions of them. I'm going to be Slowpoke or Slowbro.
It's funny, that was the first one I was going to ask. Are you doing Slowpoke?
Yep. And then I am doing a kid version of Chi-Chi when she has her armor.
Awesome.
Because it looks like a bathing suit, but it's armor.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's about it right now that I have lined up. But a lot of people are asking me to be parts of groups, and it's kind of up in the air. So we'll see what happens.
A question I like to ask a lot of people is, you do a lot of written video, audio interviews. There's always questions. There's stuff you want to get out, and you're looking for the person to ask you the question, but they don't. Mm-hmm. If there's a question you want me to ask you, what would it be, and what would be your answer to it?
I think one of the most important things is people don't talk about how to interact and respect other people in the community.
All right.
Nobody wants to touch that because it's not about me specifically. It's about the community as a whole. And the question that I've always kind of wanted people to ask is, what is your advice for how to survive in the community and be a positive presence? I don't have a lot of problems with people, and people don't generally have a lot of problems with me, I'm known as that person who, no matter how socially awkward you are, how low your confidence is, I will talk to you. I'll take the time. I will understand that you might not be on the same wavelength as me. I might be awkward to some people. You have to understand that we're all here for the same reason. We love something and we want to share that love together. And it's important to me to express that when you're coming into this community, that your goal be to have fun and make friends and treat everybody with respect. If we all lived by the kindergarten rule, treat others as you want to be treated, you know, a lot of people that come into this fandom and come into this world were bullied or had a hard time when they were in school. Why do we want to recreate that when this is a place for us all to come and be safe and to love each other and love what we have? Like, why cause problems?
Yeah.
And I think the mentality needs to change. And so the most important question and answer to me is, how do we survive? And the answer is, be civil, be nice, and treat each other with respect.
I couldn't have said it any better. So if people want to follow you, what different social sites can people follow you on?
It's facebook.com/thesharbuncle. It's SHARBUNCLE. And it's a hybrid of my name, Sharece, and the carbuncle summon from Final Fantasy. And then Instagram is _Sharbuncle. I have been trying really hard to be better at that.
I just got pulled into Instagram 3 days ago.
Yeah, it's been about, I made one a long time ago and a friend forced me to, but I've only been using it for a few weeks. And now that I've discovered that hashtags aren't just like white Starbucks girl lingo and it's an actual thing, and I'm like, wait, if I hashtag DBZ, actual DBZ stuff will happen. I'm like, oh my God, it's magical. So that's been fun. So I actually really like Instagram because I can just share it straight to Facebook. So that is my go-to for networking now.
All right, thank you very much for dropping your cosplay knowledge to everybody, and have a great rest of Ring of Fire.
Thanks, you too.